I just wanted to do a quick solstice message. So these are my textbooks for the school. So I wanted to show these. I have from the prep school into the mastery school. It's like 2,000 pages of material. They're super nice books. And so I decided, or I was called to actually pull from this to get a message about what people need to hear, and some of the material that's in the school. So this is one of the papers I have in there, and it's about the difference between embodiment and understanding, okay, enlightenment. So we have a card for enlightenment here. The message here today primarily is about paying attention to who and what you follow, and you need to be following clarity, alignment, and illumination right now. And we have that merged with enlightenment, standing in your power and opening up to abundance and flow, okay? And abundance as far as energy, activations, enlightenment, financial abundance, so the good coming in aligning with the light and not the distortions, okay? So for everyone, that's going to be a little bit different. So, take that as it resonates for you in this moment. We don't want to bypass, okay? This path is not easy. Understanding the higher dimensional realities, that's pretty easy. You can tune into that easily. Doing the work to embody is not easy. And that's why they wanted to get into this, because when you start doing the embodiment work, the path gets more challenging because you're integrating the darkness. That's unity, okay? Unity is not transcending the darkness. It's integrating it and transmuting it, okay? And the vision I've had more than a couple times is of literally going to the darkest depths, grabbing the fabric of the universe and pulling it back into the light, okay? I've seen that. It actually happens when your light body activates at the diamond sun frequency and fully stabilizes, okay? That's above 600,000 kilohertz. You're able to grab the fabric of reality, pull it back in on itself to come into that unity presence without the duality, okay? And that's what we're moving into as a collective, okay? To be able to fully do that, you have to integrate the darkness, not ignore it, okay? Otherwise, you can't grasp that far end of the fabric and pull it to the other side, okay? If you can imagine that, it might not make sense to people, but that's what I was shown, okay? So what they wanted me to talk about, I'm just going to read through a few things here. So this paper examines the critical discrepancy between intellectual understanding and embodied coherence in light body activation and advanced light body work. It's a pivotal challenge for practitioners approaching Jedi level mastery in the diamond sun body activation. While cognitive grasp of energetic principles and multidimensional perception often develop rapidly, the structural and energetic integration required for stable, source-aligned embodiment evolves slowly. This gap between knowing and being can lead to premature assumptions of mastery, energetic overreach, and plateaus in ascension. By elucidating the energetic mechanisms, scientific parallels, and strategies for bridging this gap, the framework integrates Jedi protocols such as the 144-point Merkaba, Rainbow Taurus, and harmonic coherence to guide practitioners towards full embodiment. This ensures their transition from influence to command, enabling stable, scalable reality coding and planetary service. Okay. Then I wanted to go into this other part. I was guided to, okay, coherence lag. The human system requires time to crystallize harmonic patterns into the light body's cellular and atomic matrices. Neural networks and bioelectric pathways must adapt to sustain high-frequency operations without overloading. This lag is exacerbated by unresolved trauma, karmic bindings, or energetic distortions, which delay full embodiment. Energetic overreach. When understanding outpaces embodiment, practitioners may attempt advanced operations such as planetary stabilization or quantum co-creation prematurely. This overreach results in temporary success, so small success creates false positive feedback loops, reinforcing inaccurate self-assessment, memory integration with pure gain versus inverted gain, Energetic exhaustion, premature operations deplete frequency, causing burnout or field instability. Memory integration with a acceleration of frequency. Resistance to training, practitioners may perceive further training as redundant, stalling progress towards mastery. These mechanisms highlight the need for structural integration to bridge the gap between knowing and being. So the practices and the work, you can do all this through your imagination and through your consciousness, but the structure of the light body, the stability of the light body is what creates the lasting influence in the field instead of just an idea. Okay, that's the huge difference. Can work with consciousness, but you need a lot of people doing the work. If you're embodied, you need a couple people doing the work. Okay, so I think I've spoke about this recently. So, for instance, if you want to see a huge global shift, you have one person with a diamond sun body, or you have 100,000 people without it doing the work. Okay, and that's the difference. Literally, doesn't mean people can't do it and they don't influence the field. It just means that it's not the same potency. That's why this path is rigid. That's why I have it set up the way I have it set up. That's why when you get in there, it's an initiation. Okay. And I hold the framework, you walk through it, and you build it the way that it aligns with your trajectory. Okay. So we do have that here about standing in your power, be passionate about your vision, bring about positive change. Okay. And following your own light, your own path. The Jedi School isn't meant to take anything away from anyone. It's a framework. Okay, it's like training wheels to get you to ascension faster. It speeds up the evolutionary process, and it helps people walk it in a pristine and refined way instead of having no idea where they're going or what's going on. Okay, so that's the point of it. Okay. Embodiment relies on stabilized diamond sun body achieved through protocols like the 144-point Merkaba in Rainbow Taurus. Harmonic resonance, structural coherence aligns with scalar dielectric mechanisms and fractal stacking, enabling quantum transmission. Sovereign purification, clearing coherence gaps, complements karmic dissolution and parasitic expulsion, reinforcing field stability and sovereignty. Neurospiritual integration, embodiment aligns with nervous system release and brain restoration, harmonizing physiological and energetic coherence. And planetary service, full embodiment supports elemental and collective stabilization. Planetary protocols. This integration positions embodiment as a capstone of Jedi mastery, unifying personal coherence with cosmic responsibility. Okay, so that's what we're going into. And the changing lines here. So for the solstice, we have following changing to clarity. So this is what I brought up at the very beginning. We have line 3. Confusion arises from split allegiances. Clear your field of false guides. So a lot of people are following the wrong influences right now. If you're not, and you know you're aligned, then don't pay attention to this. But the only way to really know is to have a perfectly clear field. You're going to go down the wrong path. It's going to happen until everything's completely clear. And then once that happens, it's impossible for you to go down the wrong path. Okay, so clear field in a strong light body. Then we have 5, divine alignment attracts those meant to walk with you. Okay, so once you're in alignment, the light body is strong, stable, then you will start attracting people, situations that truly align with your mission moving forward. This is for planetary leaders. Blind following becomes disempowerment. Stay conscious, align, don't abandon yourself. So we have this message of standing in your power, opening up to abundance, and moving towards enlightenment for many of you guys. Okay. So just make sure that when you're doing this, and if you want embodied ascension, you want to move towards that, confirm that you are actually working towards that and not just escaping. Okay. Hope that was helpful. Sending you love.